Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're back at it with another half-pound world coin search. Always so exciting. We had some unbelievable finds last time around, and especially some of those historic coins that I really like to research after the fact. So we're going to hope for that today, as well as anything old, rare, silver, valuable. We would take gold or errors, but especially anything I haven't seen before. So looks like some old stuff on the outside of this package. Now I'm going to pour it out, and we'll go coin by coin like normal and edit back any information that I don't know along the way. Before we get into this grab bag, I want to thank MA Shops for sponsoring this video. Their online marketplace, mashops.com, has a great selection of ancient US and world coins, paper money, stamps, and more. They've got a really good reputation, easy to use site, and they work with trusted dealers, so it would be a mistake to not head on over there and be aware of this awesome source for coins. Hopefully you can find something for your collection there, and with that being said, thanks to them again for sponsoring it, and let's get into the grab bag. And we'll get started right off the top with a coin that I don't recognize, but actually the Magyar means it'll be from Hungary, but I've never seen this coin, and I wonder who this is. Strong beard there, not really as modern of a look, and it's, I'm not sure, but going to be from 1984, a 5 forint coin, so the Hungarian forint. Interesting denomination. I don't know what the current exchange rate in terms of how you can expect those to translate, if this has been demonetized, any of that info as well, but that's the beauty of these world coin hunts, is I get to figure it out after the end of a video. This is a 5 ore, and 1921 is older than I would have expected, but all the Scandinavian coins always have their crown and sort of emphasize their kings at the helm of their society was definitely something with a lot of royalty, and I think my very extended ancestors are from that area. And then we also have two Penia, I think, 1988 from Ireland with the harp or lyre, sort of a standard fixture on their coins as well. And then we'll move a little bit across the sea to 1897. Whoa, 1 penny. So this looked old, but it's always great to get something from the 19th century. With Britannia sitting down over here, we see Queen Victoria. So that is wonderful, a great find. And then in addition to it, we see, also paying homage to their royalty, George V, 1913, a few years later, and then a little bit further down the line, 1971, here we have a 1 pence when Queen Elizabeth, she's still around, is, at the head of that country and really empire. We see here British Caribbean territories. I think that's like Antigua and some other ones, Eastern group. They have their own currency, 2 cents, but she's going to be featured there, Queen Elizabeth II, as she came into power in 1952. Also here on the 2 pence from 1971. Again, I'm seeing a lot of her, so I just want to sort of condense time. My goal is never to show you the exact coins, but I also don't want to skip any, so it looks like another, let's see, 6 pence, or no, here's an Australian coin. So again, really far-ranging there. This one is, with a little bit of, I don't think too attractive toning. I don't know how that got on the coin, but 1959 with the kangaroo. So great world coin, and we do see a lot of copper, sort of unusual. You never know what you're going to get in terms of the mix with these bags. We have 1 sucre here from Ecuador, 1964. That was a currency that initially was like, maybe $1 equaled $2.50 in, sucres, and then in 1920, by the time we're in 2020, despite major inflation, or 2000, in the States, there it's like $1 is like 25,000 sucres. So then they do a big revaluation, sort of dig themselves out of that, and have been on the dollar since, effectively. But man, talk about, I don't think I've ever seen something so condensed with these 1 pence coins. I'm going to have to take these back over to Britain, and it looks like at this point, we got 8 pennies right there. 8.5 make it. That's always interesting that they still have these half new penny coins. 1971. I think one big part of that is that the British pound used to be much stronger in terms of the exchange rate versus the dollar. Like £1 would have been like $2, and so this half penny was effectively like 1 US penny. Now you've seen a much narrower spread where maybe it's, I don't know, $1.30, $1.40. I'm not exactly up to date, but then this becomes worth less than 1 cent. It seems sort of nonsensical to have it, but it's just an example of like, it's so cool, the history and the monetary sort of backgrounds that each country comes into the production of their currency with, and that's something I find really, really fascinating about it. But we're also going to be able to clean up, it looks like, another 4 of these new pennies. So, shows the randomness of these lots. Sometimes you get a bunch of, I guess, different and cool coins. I'm not going to say that those are not cool, but I'm much more excited about some of the other stuff in front of us, like this Centi Hamsini, 50 of something, probably Hamsini, with a rabbit on the front, and Tanzania, 1970. Whoa, that is totally different from what I thought. I was going to say, I thought that this was like, one of the Latvian or Lithuanian, Estonia, but no, all the way from Tanzania. I don't know who this man is. I'll definitely tell you that down below. And a rabbit on the coin. Super, super neat. I think a great design. I love it when countries feature, an animal or just something a little bit different on their coinage, and it's not a design I've seen before. So props, awesome. Coin designed by Tanzania there. And then right after that, we're going to have a Nouvelle Calédonie, 5 francs. So I don't know what New Caledonia is. I don't know if that's, in the, I would guess like a Pacific island, but I really don't know, and I should. And maybe this is part of like the Réunion, like that franc, and they're, each get to make their own, like, this is minted technically by our country, but it's in a larger monetary union. All that info coming. And then we see a 20 franc coin. I always think Belgium has very uncreative designs. And, that's a great example. Look at that. Nothing outside of this dude's head on the back of the coin. So could be cool. I think they could have done a lot more and showcase some of their very interesting history. Here we have a, so King and Emperor Edward VII, King Edward VII, 1906, well-worn coin, I think from Jamaica, but this coin has seen better days, 1 penny. I don't think this is just wear. Maybe it was shipwrecked, and I don't think there were too many shipwrecks in 1906, so I don't know what this coin, what it's seen, but we've got it now. And another thing, all these coins have just been so many different paths and crossed so many different hands, and they end up with you, especially on the world stuff. I mean, the U.S., maybe it sat in a drawer for 50, 60 years. This stuff is all new. This does not look like a coin. Oh, I thought it was going to be a token, and it's not. It's a Malaysian coin, 2009, 10 sen. So I don't know if this is a Mancala or like some sort of a board game. I have to update on this. Really, really fun and great new design again. Like, that's been a big theme of today's hunt that makes it really fun and like keeps these hunts interesting. I also have been eyeing this coin, which is, I believe, Cuban silver, 1953. Should be 90% silver. The 100th anniversary of, I think it's Jose de Marti, or I forget exactly his name. But 25 centavos, okay, this is great. We see sort of a cap here, Republic of Cuba, 90% silver. So often the Cuban silver would be pretty similar standard to the U.S., would be very high percentage, especially since the States minted a lot of their coins early on once they started doing that. I want to say like 1914, 1915. But I'll have a little more info on Marti in a comment, but you also can't sell these on eBay, so it's a little tougher to get the value, realize the value that you truly should be having. Just a bit of a fun fact, I think there's some sort of trade disagreement, and they're banned off of eBay. This is a 5 baht coin from Thailand, I believe Rama the Ninth. Going to appear on this coin, one of the world's richest men. Interesting that the Thai male rulers have been in power for a very long time and control massive amounts of wealth, a little bit underreported, or just I hadn't focused on it. Yugoslavian coin here, 1994, 50 para, and not something I've seen before again. So just adding to the list of ones that I don't recognize. Now I've come across and can say that I have worked with them, I guess. And then we're going to go on a little European tour. First we got 10 Rappen, 1978 from Switzerland. Says Libertas, I think. Very similar, to the Liberty that we have, but they've kept their currency really consistent, the same design for over 100 years basically, and I respect that. Something about that monetary stability that a lot of the other countries really don't have. Some pretty worn stuff over here, 1979 10 centimes, and then an Italian 200 lire coin, also from 1979. A lot of the sort of standard, I'm not going to call it junk, but just like bread and butter coinage that people, I guess didn't cash in when they could have, as we switched they switched out of the individual countries in Europe over to the euro. This one, though, is going to be 50% silver, 1946 pence. George Kruger Gray, the initials there, KG, and then I would assume GRJ. I don't actually know what that is. Maybe probably some King George. Rex or something, but we've got King George on the front there. This one looks pretty polished up, but can't ignore silver. Always good to have it, even if it's a little bit lower percentage in the stack, so that's a great outcome. I think after that, this one is going to be another country that had some struggles, Venezuela. 1967, 1 Bolivar, just massive inflation, wiped away any value spending-wise that this coin could have had, and I don't think it's old enough where it gets sort of the numismatic premium. And after that, 1869, Greece, it's going to be 10 lepta, and this is super old. I always forget what that mint mark is. I think it's the BB, means it was out of Greece, so this was minted. There was a lot of different countries, minting coins for other countries, that sort of thing. Very commonplace on this type of material, but we've got the Bape down there, very fun. Too beat up to have significant value, but it's still a good addition. Another coin that sort of just popped out at me, and I can't tell, is this AU or is it sort of a details coin? Probably leaning towards the details. 1911, 1 cent from Canada. Maybe it got corroded, was in the wrong flip for too long because there's some really nice luster back there. And so this might be worth $1 or $2. They made larger cents, I think up to like 1920. So very fun, interesting thing to think about in terms of the states having switched away from the large cents back in like 1856, 57. 57 really the first year that Flying Eagle came out, pretty mass produced. And then over here also corroded, unfortunately, but it's going to be George the 5th, 1925. Okay, farthing, which if you thought the half penny was small, it looks like we have one right here. Farthing would have been a half of a half penny or a quarter of a penny. But again, back then, we see the inflation sort of push up the dollar prices or the pound prices in their case. This actually would have had a little bit of purchasing power. So good to note that. This one I've been looking at the whole time. It looks like it's got maybe Javanese script on it and a little Arabic, maybe Netherlands, East Indies. Let's see, that's exactly what it's going to be, Netherlands, Indies, 1/10 golden. 1942 S, produced in San Francisco. So another example of what I was talking about, where different countries are going around producing for different ones. Netherlands fell quickly to the Nazi German invasion, and we supported their queen, continued helping them to produce currency and coinage. And so, we see that, or we see her on a lot of their coins. I was looking over here, Queen Juliana, I think her mother, Wilhelmina, would have been in power at this time. Could have the timing off a little bit, but another small silver coin with some value. Let's see, I didn't, looks like eradicate all the pennies on the last one. Here you have 1 cent from Jamaica, 1976, out of many, one people, a little slogan there. And then we're going to wrap it up with these. So it looks like 1 cent from Netherlands, 1 cent or Zhao, 2015 from China. And then we've got, let's see, another Jamaican coin over here, 2017, $10. We've got this coin, which is maybe silver. Let's see, 1957, I think that is. And that would be old enough. Maybe this is nickel, but I'm definitely going to update you if it's not, because it looks like there's a shot. It's low percentage silver. Also, just could be a regular copper, nickel, or some type of base metal coin that's worn in a pattern where it makes it, a hint that it could be potentially silver, but I'll be excited to see. And then lastly, this coin actually looks pretty nice. 1 cent. Is this like a South African coin? Some of their art is really nice. 1993 it is. So about, 29 years old, still looking really good. And it was a little higher relief. That would be even better. But that brings us to the end of a fun hunt. I don't think we crushed it value-wise in this hunt, but that's sort of, these are mystery grab bags, so sometimes I do really well, other times it's a little tougher. I think today wasn't, a barn burner or whatever you want to call it, but still a good group of coins, fun to have searched it, and I'll see you, in the next one. Great to get after it, and I'm going to go look up all the things I didn't know so that I can explain better in future videos. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Treasure Town, and get in touch with me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, check out my website, treasuretowncoins.com, for news and updates related to the channel and collectibles in general. Lastly, there's a link tree in the description with links to all of my other sites, as well as some affiliate links that can support the channel, But with that being said, have a great day, and I'll hope to see you on some of my videos in the future.